Think of the Ramayana, and specific images immediately come to mind. A 10-headed demon king named Ravana, a terrifying abduction, and an apocalyptic war waged across an ocean to bring Sita home. Now, take those elements away. Remove Ravana, remove Lanka, the abduction, the bridge, and the entire cosmic battle. What exactly is left of this ancient story when the conflict is completely gone? According to a deeply ancient Buddhist text known as the Dasaratha Jataka, what remains is unmistakably the story of Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana, but they exist here entirely without the cosmic drama. Stripping away those universally expected elements forces us to look past the battlefield. It reveals a surprisingly quiet, profoundly different philosophical truth operating at the foundation of this version. The shifts in this narrative are immediate and jarring. The setting is relocated to the city of Benares, and in a detail that catches almost every first-time reader off guard, Sita is introduced not as Rama's wife, but as his younger sister. The catalyst for the story's famous exile is also entirely different. King Dasaratha consults his court astrologers, who calculate a specific, unavoidable prophecy. The king has exactly 12 years left to live. Acting on this timeline, Dasaratha makes a calculated decision. He instructs his 3 eldest children to leave the capital and live in the Himalayan forests for exactly 12 years, ensuring they are safely away from any succession conflicts that might erupt when he dies. There is no wicked stepmother, no manipulated promise. The Hindu tradition's narrative of unjust punishment is replaced here by a father's practical, protective foresight. But the astrologers are wrong. After only 9 years have passed, King Dasaratha dies unexpectedly. The queen immediately dispatches a trusted minister into the deep forest. He tracks down the exiled siblings, delivers the news of their father's sudden death, and summons Rama back to Benares to assume the throne. When Lakshmana and Sita hear the news, the reaction is visceral. They are entirely devastated, weeping uncontrollably and collapsing to the forest floor under the weight of the sudden loss. Rama's reaction is a stark contrast. He shows absolute, impenetrable calm. There is no outward sign of grief whatsoever. The text presents this not as coldness, but as a deliberate demonstration. It is a test of how a mind cultivating total spiritual perfection processes the ultimate human tragedy of sudden, unexpected loss. Questioned about his composure, Rama delivers an extended philosophical response to his weeping siblings. He explains that grief cannot restore the dead. It cannot alter the reality of what has already happened. It serves only to torture the person doing the grieving. He offers a metaphor. Weeping over a death makes as much sense as protecting a clay pot that has already shattered. The damage is irreversibly complete. This embodies anicca, the Buddhist teaching of impermanence. All things are subject to decay. Rama translates this internal philosophy into rigid external action. Despite the urgent summons to take the throne, he refuses to return to Benares early. He insists on completing the full 12-year term his father originally mandated. To maintain order in his absence, Rama gives the minister his wooden sandals. He instructs that they be placed upon the empty throne to represent his authority until the exact day the 12 years expire. This refusal to compromise the timeline proves the text's point. True spiritual wisdom requires both a deep internal acceptance of impermanence and an unwavering practical resolve in the physical world. The siblings finish the remaining 3 years in the forest. When the full 12-year term concludes, Rama finally returns to Benares, assumes the throne, and rules righteously for 16,000 years alongside Sita as his queen. The text then steps back to its framing narrative. We learn that the Buddha himself was recounting this past life story to his followers, using his own previous existence as Rama to explicitly teach the perfection of equanimity. It becomes clear that across ancient India, the figure of Rama functioned as a remarkably adaptable vessel. Different religious traditions used the exact same basic story to carry distinct philosophies, from righteous cosmic duty to strict mental discipline. By stripping away the external drama of abducted queens and warring demons, this Buddhist telling isolates something far more intimate. It zeroes in on a raw, universal human experience that every single person will eventually confront: the death of a loved one. The psychological instruction here is highly practical. The pain of losing someone is an inevitable part of the human condition, but the extended suffering that comes from fighting that unchangeable reality is a choice. In this telling, true heroism is not found in a triumphant battlefield victory. Instead, it is found in the quiet mastery of the mind when the worst possible news finally arrives.